Spartans! What is your profession?
Yo, guys, what's going on? Go Deep, episode 90. You are now listening to Go Deep, episode 90. This is gonna be a good show because I got my dog, Robert Carlin, in this bitch. I got my dog, Robert Carlin, the actual dude who started the Spartans. You see how we rocking out lately. You see what the Spartans doing lately, and we can owe all that shit to Robert Carlin. He started this shit. He put us together. Now we pumping. Now we pumping like a bitch. Robert wanted me to give a shout out to my homie Brad Curran, or Curran. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but we got to give him a shout out because he had an article today. His first article published, I think, was in Screen Rant. He did an article about all the characters that didn't make it into the Justice League movie, so check that shit out. My dog Brad is a Spartan. Rob wanted to make sure we give him a special shout out, and that's what we're gonna do. But this interview was like an hour and 20 minutes. Me and Brad was rolling. So check this out. We're not gonna talk that much right here. I'm gonna drop maybe one song real quick, and then we're gonna get right into the interview. Alright? Hope you like that shit. Tell your mama to stop being whack. Tell your daddy to stop being a bitch. And listen to Go Deep, episode 90. Yeah, bitch.
Now run for your life, or you wanna get your heat, whatever. We could die together, as long as I send your maggot ass to the essence. I don't give a fuck about my presence. I'm lost in the blocks of hate and can't wait for the next crab nigga to step and meet fate. I'm lethal when I see you, there is no sequel. 24/7 Mac 11 is my people. So why you wanna end your little life like this? Cause now you bump heads with kids that's lifeless. I live by the day only if I survive the last night. Damn right, I ain't trying to fight. We can settle this like some grown men on a concrete floor. My slugs will put a stop to your hardcore ways of action. I'll grab the gat then, ain't no turning back when I start blasting. Pick up the handle and insert the potion. Cock the shit back in a calm like motion. No signs of anger or fear, cause you the one in danger. Never share your plans with a stranger. Word is born, check it out now. Kid, now I got you. You got the heart to get busy without your crew. Let's get it on, nigga, do what we gotta do. You bucking me, I'm bucking right back at you. I put the drop on you, kid, now I got you. You got the heart to get busy without your crew. Let's get it on, nigga, do what we gotta do. You bucking me, I'm bucking right back at you. Check it out, check it out, check it out now. Check it out, check it out, check it out now. Check it out, check it out, check it out now. Fuck where you at, kid, it's where you from. Cause where I'm from, niggas pack nothing but the big guns. Around my way, niggas don't got remorse for out of towners. Come through front and they get stuffed with the 3-pounder, the loud sounder, ear ringer, and I'ma point the finger. Or on you wanna be gunslingers. You got a real ice grill, but are you really real? Step to the hill and I'ma test your gun skills. Cause real niggas don't try to profile. You just a chump who needs to get drunk to buck wow. But swing that bullshit this way, and I'ma make your visit to the bridge a motherfucking short stay. Queensbridge, that's where I'm from. The place the stars are born and phony rappers get done. 6 blocks and you might not make it through. What you gonna do when my whole crew is blazing at you with Max and textiling to get your tune crushed. You thought that you could come around my way, you beef stupid fuck. What the hell you smoking? What the fuck possess you to come out your face? Now I have to wet you. Throw on my Timbs, black mask and black soda. Twist a nigga cap, then jump in the J30. Cause I'm putting a drop on you, kid, now I got you. You got the heart to get busy without your crew. Let's get it on, nigga, do what we gotta do. You bucking me, I'm bucking right back at you.
Who's the richest nigga in the project? Who got it locked? Rockin' convertibles, drop tops and that hot. Piece of that whiz kid and players on his team. Who's organized? All our balls is on clean. And your whole clique got nothing but raw shit. Whip after whip, stay flashing your dick on tricks. Your whole crew's ravishing, teams untouchable in the jungle. Banging Nas, Mars, D, and Woo. There's money out there. Crumbs catch crumbs, those are your sons. Jums is in the mailboxes, bitches holding your guns. You know what's out there. Thousands of grams wrapped in saran. Sealed tight, keep the freshness. That's how we expand. Scavenger, drop your gun, son. Now surrender. Get injured on the island, flush the bridge. Boy, remember.
My little dog selling drugs and he's struggling. The gang got him bugging. I try to tell him slow down, cousin, but he vexed. And niggas getting wet up in the projects. But with no doubt, shorty's out for his respect. But is his brain insane from the lie? For smoking that 118 Johnny tie. Why? A nigga just died last week. As he swore he was grown and he's a thug in the street. But it's like that. My crew pump cracks and we pack Mac. His eyes is wide with the Resi monkey on his back. But I'm stressed and he need to be blessed with a 5-pack. Don't even go there cause it ain't like that. Slow down, baby. He said, what, you trying to play me? You must be crazy. Pull out the heat and almost blaze me. Then he was Swayze. The shot must have dazed me. Thug selling drug, busting slugs, but he ain't crazy.
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. How you doing, man? Okay?
Good, man. How about you?
Yeah, all good, thanks, man. All good. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, turn your camera off so it won't lag. You know how to do that?
Not yet.
All
Hold
right.
on.
At the very bottom, there's like a red telephone, and look right next to it.
Yep.
There's a camera. Click it.
Right, okay. Got it. Got it off.
Perfect.
Perfect. That's it off now.
Yeah. Normally, when we go overseas and we have the camera, the recording lags a little bit.
Ah, right. Okay, I see. That's cool, man.
Perfect.
I was wondering. I was thinking. I was wondering if you'd even be able to understand my accent. See, I went to Las Vegas before, and I was like talking to people, and they're like, "Sorry, could you say that again? Could you say that again?" So don't worry if you can't. It's all good, man. It's all good.
No, I'm pretty good with accents. I hope I can follow along. Let's hope. If not,
Yeah.
I'll just edit it out.
Yeah, no problem, man. That's all good. It's all good.
How's it
you,
going?
man? You okay?
Yeah, man. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
All right, so I'm gonna introduce you now. We are on Go Deep, episode 90. I got the creator of the Spartans on the line with me. I got Rob Carlin. How's it going, Rob?
It's going good, man. Everything's great with me. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you see your little baby, the Spartans is growing, man. We're pretty huge now, man.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, Billy. It's like when you watch the 300 at the end,
Right.
and then they all come in, and it's like after Leonidas is gone, and there's like the big army of Spartans, and I'm just like, yes, it's brilliant, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what's good about it? It's like everybody is cool. They're all cool as fuck, man. Everyone. Sorry, can I swear? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. You can fuck, curse, whatever you gotta say, bro.
Like, I didn't mean that, but they are. Everybody that's in the Spartans are all brand new. They're all brilliant. I love them all.
Right. I love them too, man. It's and I can see they're really they're eager to do work for us. You know, they're eager to take care of us. They're eager to watch over our backs, and they're eager, you know, like to stop all this bullshit we got going on. You know?
Yeah. Do you know what? You know what's amazing about the Spartans is like everybody's so talented. Like there's so many talented people there. Like you look at say like Geraldo Cortez.
Oh yeah.
Like the musical stuff he does is just incredible. And then you've got like Ramesh De Silva makes all these incredible like, visual posters and stuff for us.
Oh yeah.
It's like amazing. And then you've got people like Mick D that does all like the T-shirt campaign.
Oh yeah.
And let's say Will Rollins, they they just put in so much hard work.
Yep.
You know, just to make everything go well. And I admire them all so much. They're all so talented, man.
Oh yeah.
Really are.
Oh yeah. Shout out to all of those guys, especially Geraldo Cortez. He was one of the first persons on my show. You know, he was one of the. He kind of took me under his wing and let everybody else know about me just by coming on the show. You know.
Yeah, Geraldo's honestly an absolute legend. He's such a nice guy as well.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I was messaging him today, and I was like, man, he's so talented. He did a voiceover thing with video,
right?
And I didn't know he did it, and he's been doing it for the last 10 years. And I was just like, man, you've got like he can do his kung fu is incredible,
right?
And I'm like, how? And he was saying to me, he's like, oh, you're too nice. And I'm like, man, your talent speaks for itself.
Right.
Look at what you do.
Right.
Honestly, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. What a guy, honestly. I've got, as you say, big shout out to Geraldo, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Ramesh, you know, Ramesh is like one of the biggest stars right now. And to have him as a Spartan, that makes us even look even better, you know.
Oh, and see some of the stuff he can make. Like, I remember way back, I saw him in Vero. And it was always like Frank Miller inspired stuff with Zach, and it was all combined. And I was like, this guy is legit. Right. He's amazing. And then when he started like getting to know him, and every day he's putting out new pictures, and I'm like, how does he come up with this stuff?
Right.
You know, he's unbelievable. And like, I tell you another, like Dr. Meme Hatton.
Oh yeah.
Chris.
Oh yeah.
And he's been on your show a few times as well. He's brilliant. Yeah. He's a great guy. But again, like his comedy memes. They're fantastic.
Exactly.
You know, absolutely love it, man.
Exactly.
There's just so many smart, intelligent, clever people out there and they're on our side.
Right.
And I think that's why they're on our side, because all the smart guys are attracted. You know what I mean? We've all got the same ideas.
Right. You're exactly right, man. So I gotta shout you out too, man, because you're the head of the spear, man. I mean, like, you know, what you know triggered the idea for you to start this group?
Right, well, do you know what happened, really? Everybody gives me all this credit, but I really... it wasn't really what everybody thinks it was, right? So one time, I can't even remember what the event was, but something happened, and it was just a bit shit. Right. It was, I think it was maybe after San Diego Comic-Con, when everybody thought the Snyder Cut was going to get released, and then it wasn't. Right? It might have been that, or something like that, and... I was just like, I was so down. I was like, man, if I'm feeling down, Zach must be feeling really down, you know? Because like that, I mean, look at all the work he's put in for all these movies, and like when you look at the work he's done, it's meticulous. It's so good,
right?
And the amount of hard work he's put into that is beyond like everything I've ever done in my lifetime, you know?
Right.
And I was like, he must be so down. And I was like, I think we should all come together and get like something out there and try and make sure that he knows that we've still got his back. Right. So what I did was I looked for like all the top supporters that I knew on Vero, and I was like, what we can do is we can get together and I'll put them all in one chat room and I'll pitch my idea to them. And my idea was to put up a picture that said like, we're behind you, Zach, or something like that. It was like, we support you, whatever.
Right.
And I found a picture, it was like, that one's perfect. It was probably Ramesh made it, and I got it, and I was like, I put the idea up, and I was like, hey guys, I think we should all do this, who's in?
Right.
And everybody came back, and they're like, oh, who's in here? And then they all just started chatting. I was like, whoa.
Right.
And then it snowballed from there. So I basically had this idea, and it kind of came about by accident, if I'm being honest.
Right, but
it worked, and it was really, really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
And I've made so many friends out of it. And like we changed the room a few times. We added more people in, and then like some people dropped out and others added in. But everybody that's been in there have been just brilliant. There's honestly, they're like family now.
Right, definitely. I mean, it was a great idea, and when we look at it now, and I can look at it on Twitter, it's like the Spartans run the show, man. It's like everybody, we even get jealousy because it's like we get all these shout outs from Zack Snyder, or we get, different stuff like that. And it seems like sometimes people get mad. What do you feel about the fandom and their, how they take on to the Spartans?
Sorry, could you say it again?
I said, what do you think
when
about
people get mad about it?
Yeah, what do you think about the movement and how sometimes they get jealous or upset, seem like, towards the Spartans,
See, to be honest, I don't really see it. If I'm being honest, I don't notice it. But I wouldn't like anyone getting jealous or upset at Spartans, because as far as I'm concerned, everyone's a Spartan. If you're saying hashtag release the Snyder cut and you're doing something for the movement, you are a Spartan. Right. It's just you weren't there at the beginning where we started it, and you haven't made the connections that we've made. But if you're around long enough, you will be a Spartan. You will be, and I consider everybody that's a Spartan. And as I said at the start of the show, when I was saying everybody, it's the end of the 300 movie.
Right.
It's not just me and a bunch of others. It's like, see, to me, I feel as if I'm on a perimeter as well, because we've got people like Fiona and Mick D and Chris Wong and people like that have been out for longer than me, and they've been fighting for longer than me. And even all the whole Team Prozac, there's and I love all those guys, by the way. I love them all. Right. There's Mick D and Anthony Fabrizio, there's Abdul, Jonathan Gaskell, Darren Benson, Dexter, David, Ohio Dave, all those guys in there. I've probably missed somebody, and I apologise if I have. But all those guys, like Justin North, I must say, the Authority, a legend, absolute legend. But these guys, like when I first went on to Vero, they were already there, and like I went on to Vero, and I heard Zack Snyder was on Vero, so I thought, I'll go and see what he's saying, because I was wanting to find out. So when I went on and I started chatting to some of these guys, and I was like, is it okay if I chat with you guys? I wasn't sure what the rules were or whatever. And they all welcomed me in. They were so kind. Like Abdul was chatting to me straight away, and Justin, and that's why I've said to you before, I'm like, you should get these guys in your show, right? Because they're all like, they're so kind. They're lovely people, every one of them, the whole Team Prozac, I can't say enough goodness about them, to be honest. And I'll tell you something else as well. Like, sorry, I'm just ranting here. I'm sorry, but this is what I said to you. It's like, I don't get a chance to talk to people about this in real life. It's like my brother, who's like, he's a top Spartan, but he doesn't do social media at all. He doesn't do any of that. Right. So I get to talk to all you guys over the computer or over my phone, but I never get to talk to it. So I'm sorry if I'm ranting here. But what I was going to say was, like, I sound like Parademon number 44 here, but talking over you, I'm sorry, man. I love that guy as well. He's great, but he didn't get. Last time I heard him on with you, he didn't give you a second to speak, and I feel like I'm doing a much worse job than him.
No,
so
keep
I apologise,
talking, man. Keep talking,
but I was going to say, we get such a bad reputation for being toxic, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, do you see all these, everybody I've mentioned today so far, like, and even like you get Vinaldo, who has done so much for the movement, nobody will ever realise, right? And like Stemop, people like that, Smarmy, all these guys, they all get, like, everybody says, they're toxic, and I'm like, they've never once said a bad thing to me, never once. Right. And I'm like, the only reason people think that we're toxic is because, one, you shit on Zack Snyder or you shit on us. Right. And I'm like, if you don't do any of those things, these are the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, there's no doubt. You can vouch for that yourself.
Yep, exactly.
You know? And going back to Ronaldo, I've got to say something. See, like, again, way back, I had an idea, and I was like, I thought everybody should go on Twitter and change their name to your name plus #releasethesnydercut.
Right.
To show support for Zach. So I messaged Fiona and I said, look, I don't know if this is possible, but I think you should do it. And she added me into a little group chat. And there was myself, Ronaldo, Sylvia Miko, and there was DCU movie page. And it was just the four of us. It was called Little Rebels and Monsters. No, Little Monster and Rebels, something like that. I can't remember, but that's what it was. Right. And it was basically like starting up the campaigns. Like we're doing the weekly campaigns of, like, we're all going to do this week, next week we're all going to do this. And a lot of people say, like, because Ronaldo's, he'll talk out, you know, he'll speak his mind. Right. And a lot of people give him a lot of hassle, but you have no idea how much work he put in.
Oh, yeah.
This guy put in, I'm talking tons of work. Oh, and yeah. he doesn't try and take any credit for any of it. So I've got to give him a big shout out. Again, he's been, like, there from the start. He's been a good friend to me. Oh, yeah. And he deserves a hell of a lot of credit. And a lot of these people that pull him up for stuff, and I'm like, you probably wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have known anything about it if it wasn't for Ronaldo.
Exactly.
So I need to give him a wee shout out as well, man. Exactly. I feel like I'm going through every single Spartan there is, to be honest. But there's literally every one of them that I can't say anything bad. There's loads of great Spartans. Like I've missed out a few as well. There's sorry, is this okay? I'm just keep rabbiting on.
Yeah, keep going, man. Okay. It's your show tonight, bro.
I was going to say, we've got Kagler, Charlie.
Yep.
He's brilliant. He put together all the video campaigns and stuff.
Yep.
And he edited loads of them together.
Yep.
And he's like, he's having a hard time right now, but I was messaging him the other day, and he's like secluded. He's out like miles away from his family and stuff. So I just wanted to say, like, we're all thinking of you, man.
Right.
And hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man. You can talk again.
Yeah. No, you're sorry, right, man. Though. Charlie
I get carried away sometimes. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right, man. It's 100% fine. Charlie is a good friend. You know, he's
Oh, definitely.
He came and got me one time to do a video with. He asked me, can my kids get involved, and I was like, yeah. You know, nobody ever asked me, can my kids get involved? You know, and I was like, yeah, they can, of course. And that made their whole day, man, just for them seeing each other, you know, seeing themselves on camera. That really did it for them. Yeah.
Well, I tell you something, your kids are great as well, man. The Kids in the Camera podcast, that cracks me up. Honestly, tell them I'm a big fan of theirs because they are awesome. They are so cool.
I'll tell them.
Hilarious. When they put on like the video screen, it's like the Warner Brothers comes up and they have the wee dirty looks and that. It's amazing, man. So shout out to them as well, man.
Oh,
they're fantastic.
Thank you, man. But, thank you.
I like as well. See, you started was it you that started the Twitter Spartans page?
Yeah, well, it was because we were in that PCC chat room, Project Comic-Con chat room, and a bunch of us got mad at a guy who we should leave his name out right now. So then we all kind of left at one time and started that, but it only started with like. A few of us, but over time, I just keep adding, whoever's on Twitter, I just keep bringing them in, But I only want to do it with like-minded people. I don't really want to argue with anybody, so I just want to bring in our people,
Yeah, well, see, that's a great chat room again, and I've met more Spartans through that, like Jeff Purdy.
Oh yeah.
Who, we were looking at the chat on Twitter earlier we had.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, you got to get him in your show.
Oh yeah,
because that would be a show, man. He's got some stories to tell.
Oh yeah,
and he seems like a real lovely guy as well.
Yeah, he's coming. We got a show soon.
Brilliant. And with Koji as well, I love Koji.
Oh yeah,
he's brilliant, man. I didn't really know him until I heard him on your show, and I was like, I'm adding him. And then every time he speaks, I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Everything he says, he says it right, and Will Rowlands as well.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of work he did for Project Comic Con was amazing. That was unreal.
Yep, I'm gonna interview him tomorrow. We have a show together tomorrow, and he's been cool ever since I met him. You know, there's a few more people I want to add in the chat room, but not many people do Twitter. You know, like there was a lot more people on Vero there's a lot more people on Twitter, but Vero kind of had a closer family. You know, like a closer family tie. So I'm kind of trying to get some of those guys like Brian Kuhn over to Twitter, and maybe we can get him in the room. And
definitely.
Some more of the guys like Abdul. I talked to Abdul a lot, and I still got. I've been trying to get Abdul on the show for like a year, and he kept saying, we're gonna do it, but our schedules, we never get time to sit down and do it, But all of those guys are cool, man. And I love what the Spartans are doing lately. And it's like, it's kind of like every time there's something that's going on in the fandom, all of the fans, they come to us first. They're like, hey, guys, did y'all see this? Hey, guys, what's going on? And I love it,
It's good and it's nice. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole fandom, the movement, I honestly don't see why people are saying, they're so toxic to us. They're only toxic when you say something about us. Because this is the thing with Spartans, we're going to defend that. We're going to defend our brothers and sisters out there.
Correct.
We're not just sitting back and going, all right, we'll just talk shit about everyone all day. That's fine. We're not going to do it,
Correct.
But I was going to say, there's a couple other people that I've not mentioned yet. I was going to say this. I heard your podcast with Jabril.
Oh yeah, Jabril. Yeah.
Oh man, that kid's had it tough, man. He's had it tough, but I'll tell you, I've got to give you a shout out because you gave him some nice advice, man. You're like pure. It was lovely the way you interacted with him. And I was like, man, you're a good man, Billy.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. He's like my little brother now. He calls me now. I met him in the room with you. In the Spartans room, and now, he calls me every now and then, and he kind of just vents sometimes, and I let him vent. But a lot of times it's better when we get to do it on the podcast, because a lot of other people hear it other than just me and him, and then there's sometimes people come in and want to help, like Mick D. He got him that set up with Clay one time.
Clay Enos.
Right.
That was amazing.
Right, it was. I got to get Mick D on the show.
These people aren't toxic, man.
Right, exactly.
They look out for each other and they're nice to each other.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
I've got to give Jabril a wee shout out as well, because he's awesome, and he's doing well for himself for a kid that's been through what he's through.
Oh yeah.
He's doing brilliant. He's doing amazing. So I love you, Jabril.
Yeah, much love to Jabril, and like you said, he has a, like us all, we've been through some tough times in life, and sometimes it's good to have this family, and that's what he likes about us, because in his situation, he doesn't really have much family around him, so we're kind of considered like his family,
Yeah. Oh man, it's sweet that so many people do come together and help out.
Right.
It's nice, man. It's nice. I've got to shout out. So this is just a big program. Me shouting out all the people I love. By the way, I'm sorry, man.
It's okay, man.
I've not said. I just thought Jacob Torres as well.
Oh yeah.
He's he was one of the first guys, and I was just like, man, his knowledge is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
About everything,
Oh yeah.
He's got some memory for all the different things that happen throughout the movies and about the timeline of everything that's happened and who said what about everything. He's brilliant, man. He's a lovely guy as well, so
he is.
Love you too, Jacob, man.
He is. And we got to shout out Rena. Without Rena, she brings a lot of love into the room,
Definitely. I love when she comes on, because it's just it's like little sister coming. She's like, hey, we're back. And I was like, hey. But yeah, Rena's brilliant as well.
Yeah, I love Rena.
We've got such a great room of Spartans. We've got Martin Solari as well.
Oh yeah.
From Argentina. And I run my wee Zach versus comics page.
Right.
And he's helped me out an awful lot in that. It's stuff like I've found a picture and I'm like, I can't figure out where this comic was from, because I read a lot of comics, but I mean, I can't read them all, you know.
Right.
So he helps me because he's a good reader of comics. He'll put stuff up and show me, and I'm like, wow. Like he helps me a lot. So a big shout out to Martin as well. Love that guy.
Oh
He's
yeah.
brilliant.
Oh yeah. I love Martin Solari. Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So
Fantastic.
tell me this.
But listen, man, sorry, you go.
No, it's all right. So tell me something about you.
I was just going to say, you talk again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My turn now, right?
Yeah.
Tell me something about you. So I just recently learned that you were into martial arts, and when you told us, it kind of all made sense because you're always like that cool, kind of calm, collected guy, but I can tell that comes from a martial arts discipline. Tell me something about that.
Right. Well, see, when I was a kid, I started I loved martial arts movies, and I loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. And I used to watch Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, and all that.
Right.
And I was obsessed with it, and I would say to my dad, I want to do kung fu, I want to do karate, and my dad's like, yeah, very good, and he just dismissed it. Really, he was just like, you're too weak. Because I told you, this. I'm like a hobbit. I'm tiny. I'm like 5'3", right? So my dad was just like, he's gonna get beaten up, So I ended up going to a taekwondo class one time, and my dad took me there to get it out my system.
Right.
And I was just like, I came back, my dad's like, so are you done with that? And I was like, I want to go tomorrow. And he's like, what? And I was like, I want to go every day. And that was me. I was stuck. So I ended up training twice a week, doing taekwondo. And I think I won a British championship when I was about 13. And then I started doing judo, and I started doing wrestling as well. And I ended up becoming a bronze medalist in wrestling in the Europeans or something. In the European Championships, I got a bronze medal.
Wow.
And then I ended up, after I did all that, I moved into doing Thai boxing. Then I started doing ninjutsu, which I didn't do that for too long, but I did a wee bit of it. And then I did boxing. I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and then I started doing MMA. And I started doing 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu when about 7 years ago or something. So I'm a purple belt in 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Wow.
I've done MMA. I've fought professional MMA. So yeah, I've done a lot. But this is the thing. I started that when I was 11. Right. And I'm 39 now. So I'm nearly 40.
Right.
So I did that my whole life basically.
Right.
So right now my body's just a wreck. Half of it just doesn't work anymore. So, but I still train the jiu-jitsu a lot. But yeah, man, it was good experiences. It was good.
And you could really kick somebody's ass, can't you?
Well, not nowadays, but I used to be able to when I was fit and strong, but nowadays I'm a bit weaker, man.
Man, that's dope, man. So how do you put some of that discipline to your life in the Spartans? Can you bring some of that over? Because I know sometimes it gets rowdy in the fandom. Do you feel like you want to kick somebody's ass, or do you feel like you want to sit, relax, and talk it out maybe?
Yeah, I never ever want to kick anyone's ass. That's the thing. See, when I fought, I used to get paid for it, right? So I'm I'm not fighting unless somebody's paying me, So I'm not. No, I never want to fight anyone ever. I'm just not like that. I put a wee post up with talking to Jeff, because he's done it. Jeff Purdy.
Right.
He's done MMA as well, and he was like, I don't like hurting people, and I'm like, that's the way when I had one of my fights, and I was sitting in the changing room with my brother, and I was like, I'm really worried, and he's like, you've got nothing to be worried about, you've been doing this your whole life, and I was like, yeah, I said, what if this guy's mum's sitting in the front row? What if I knee his face and break his nose? I'm like, that's really bad for his mum. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you can't get these thoughts out your head. And I was like, I can't help it, man. I can't help it. It's just the way I think, So it's kind of, I never want to fight or anything. You'll never see me engage in a much of an argument, know.
Right.
I don't really. I've not got the time for it. I find it difficult to argue, because I'm just like, we should just get past this, you know. We still be friends, right?
Right.
I'm more like that, but I know you'll have a Parademon number 44 on. You can say the exact opposite of this later on. But that's good, man, because that's what makes life interesting, isn't it?
Right, so, yeah. 44 likes to fight. 44, he's rowdy. He likes that shit.
Yeah, he does. I like him as well, man. He's good. He's entertaining and he's smart, man. He's really smart.
Yeah,
he's got a lot. He's got a lot going on. I'll tell you, it was like, see, the interview you had with him the other night was great, and it reminded me of like, you know, the ones you have with Brian Coombe, when you go proper deep, you know. It was like that. Shout out to Brian, because he's phenomenal. I love Brian. And see, when you two are on, you and Brian, you are the dream team, man.
Oh yeah.
You come on, and it's every time that's the thing. I listen to your podcast, every one. I've not missed a podcast, I don't think, ever.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I went right back and listened to them all and everything. So I've listened to everything.
Thank you.
But Brian's, I like it when you and him bounce off each other, because you start talking. I used to be right into conspiracies, and I thought I was going deep, and then I hear you two talking. I'm like, what? I'm like, how do you even find this stuff out? You know, but but it's always great, man. So I love that, man. It's
Oh yeah.
But going back to sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, a lot of people they mention Brian Coombe all the time because they're like, damn, you guys went deep, dog. I never knew about that shit. But a lot of times they go fact check us and they learn so much more when they go look the shit up, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. That is, because that's the thing. It's like you kind of, it's as if you're just speaking a different language sometimes, because you go into stuff and I'm like, it was like the first time I was like, what is Nexium? You know what I mean? And now I'm like pure clued right up on it, and I'm like, yep. You start talking about it, and I'm like, oh yes, I understand. You know?
Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh wow. I'm glad I got you on. So now remember, because I brought that up about your calm, cool, and collected. Like, so now you know we have the 40 club that everybody's talking about, right? And so I kind of remember when the 40 club was starting and they was trying to come into the Spartans room, right? And I kind of blew up on a few of them. And you came in my inbox and you were like, "Hey, Peely, do you have proof of this stuff or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, they was trying to get me, blah 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 blah." And then you were like, "All right, well, just send me the proof, send me the screen." And you were so calm. But now, if you look at it, what I was saying last year was true. It's coming true now, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something. As I said, I don't really like getting into the arguments for name calling or anything like that. But when you called it, I put up a post today on Twitter, and I was saying it was actually Will Rowlands put up a post, and I shared it because he's like, every time there's a bit of hype, like after Project Comic Con, we had the billboard, there was the banner, there was the one flying through the sky, the bus stop, everything, and everything in that Comic Con was positive for the Snyder Cut, everything. And that was like literally a week ago, you know? And then all of a sudden, it all just drops. And it's because some people open their mouth and they'll say something, you know? And and this is the thing, right? I put up a post saying, you were right about this, because you find there's a pattern. And it happens over and over. Every time something, everybody's getting hyped, and like, it's weird because like we don't, not often speak to each other physically, but just the way we engage with each other on Twitter, on Vero and stuff, the way we talk to each other, you can feel the excitement. You know what I'm talking about?
Correct. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it all deflates. And the past couple of days I've been. I was working and stuff, and I came back to this barrage of stuff, and I was like, "What is going on?" You know. but that's the thing. You called that a long time ago. You know. But this is my thing. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I never liked to fight with anyone. I always go back to it. And you're saying, what did the martial arts, the discipline stuff, and I'm like, I think I'm pretty disciplined, and I'm pretty calm.
Right.
But you know what else? I go by my life. I always think, see in any situation, I'm like, what would Superman do?
Right.
You know, and I try and think, what would he do? And then I try and do what he would do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I know he's right. You know.
Yeah, right. He is.
So, but then you need a Batman as well. You know.
Right.
That's where you come in. You start messing it all up for him.
Yeah, I remember. You came in my inbox and you were like, okay, but you were so cool, man. You were just like, I understand what you're saying, but do you have any proof? And I was so crazy at the time. I was like, no, man, trust me. These guys want to fuck up everything. They've been telling me this shit. Because at the time, I was kind of new to the Spartans, so I didn't really know like the camaraderie, or I didn't know the friendship or anything like that. So there was a bunch of people who would try to come in my inbox and they would try to get me to go against you guys. They would try to like, they would say things like, oh, the Spartans, they don't have what it takes. You know, they're not strong enough to get this cut and, you know, blah, 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 blah. But at the time, I didn't know anybody to tell. So I would only talk to like Brian Kume, or I would talk to Jonathan Gaskill at the time. And I don't know if anybody would listen to me, but Brian kind of listened. But so then when I kind of saw it coming into the Spartans room, I was like, oh, fuck no. I know what's going on. I've seen it. I know these guys. And then everybody was like, oh, Peely, are you sure? I'm like, no, trust me, I know. But I owe you one, because you really made me, you kind of calmed me down, and you made me put it in perspective, and you made me kind of, you know, be like Superman. Even though I wanted to be like Batman, I wanted to go off and just do my own thing and fuck people up, but you kind of was like, you kind of calmed me down, man, and I give you props for that all the time. So when you told me you did martial arts, I was like, oh shit, now it makes sense. This guy is like Master Splinter, you know. I'm like Raphael, and you're like, son, relax, you know.
Oh man, that's brilliant. Thank you, Billy. That's very kind of you, man.
No
very
problem.
Kind.
I'll never forget that shit, man. I'll never forget that.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about the Snyder cut? What do you think is coming, or you think we're close, or what's going on?
I think we're close. I think it's inevitable, to be honest, because I really don't care what company you are in the world. Obviously, it's Warner Brothers, but what company turns away people begging to give you money?
Correct.
You know,
right.
I'm talking like millions of people saying, look, I am willing to spend triple what it's worth. You know, well, not what it's worth, but you know what you're willing to sell it for. I'll give you 3 times that, 5 times that.
Right. Correct.
And Toby Emmerich sitting there saying, no, I don't want your money. I'm like, are you for real? I'm like, that's like having a product sitting in your shop, right, and somebody trying to buy it, and you're like, nope, I don't want to sell it to you. You know, I'm like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. And now that Kevin Sujihara's away and Dan Nelson, they're all, Jeff Johns, all the bad apples are out, you know. Right. And there's only Emmerich still there.
Right.
So, and with the job he's doing, I heard, it might have been on your show, I'm not sure, but I heard somebody say that he was saying Disney's the front runner and we've got to aim to be as good as them. Something along those lines.
Yeah, that was Smarmy that said that. Paul
was
said
it?
that.
Yeah, that's who it was. Oh, yeah. Smarmy said that. And I was like, if he said that, like, you can't be saying that about your competition.
Correct.
As he said, it was like saying you're the top guy Pepsi and go, well, we always want to be as good as Coca-Cola. That doesn't work, you know? That's not going to work. So, right. And this is the thing, it's like, as somebody else said, that like there's thousands of movies come out every year and nobody's asking for them.
Exactly.
And we're like, I mean, I would love to just go and see Ann Sarnoff and say, look, here's the details to my Twitter page. Just scroll through for 5 minutes.
Right.
And all you'll see is release the Snyder cut. All you see is that.
Right.
You know?
Correct.
And I'm like, if they could see what we see, they would know. And as I said at the start, like my brother, he's he's a big Spartan as well, but he just doesn't use social media at all.
Right.
And when you go on Twitter, you can't blame him sometimes, you know.
Right.
But there's people like him that aren't going out and voicing it as much, you know.
Right.
All over the place. Plus, there's the casual fans, there's the DC fans, there's the Marvel fans that want to hate us, you know.
Yep.
And they'll want to jump in. They'll pay money to go and see it just to talk bad about it.
Yep.
It's going to make massive amounts of money.
Exactly. It will. It's going to make a lot of money. Like you said, we got the fans that's going to want to see it. You got the haters, they're going to want to see it. And then the fans are going to see it 2 or 3 more times, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like see, when I went to see Justice League, right? Mm-hmm. This is how stupid I am, right? I'm not kidding. I'm not the smartest guy I'm not smart. I'm just not smart, right? I went to see Justice League, right? And Justice League, sorry. And when I went in the first time, you have no idea how excited I was to see this, right?
Right.
And I went in, and the first scene came up, and it was Henry Cavill talking about saving hippos in it, and I was like, what? Right?
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'll let that pass.
Yeah.
And then there was like the next scene. It was like Batman with Parademon. He's on the rooftop, and then he turns around and goes on the radio, and he's talking to Alfred, and he's like, I don't know Alfred does it, and he says it right in front of the criminal. I was like, well, I don't think Batman would do that.
Right.
I don't think he would say Alfred's name right in front of a criminal.
Right.
and I was like, well, I'll let that pass, okay.
Right.
And then. But this is the thing, right? And I've got like a different story from every other Spartan here, right? And I've never told anyone this, right? But every other Spartan goes, I saw it, and I was like, this is not a Zack Snyder movie, this is it, right?
Right.
And I knew there'd been changes made, right? And I was just like, well, that might be a wee change there, and that might be a wee change. But I actually watched the movie, and I loved it, right? And don't hate me, right? I'll finish, right? I loved it. Because there was about 5 scenes that blew my mind, right?
Right.
And it was like the part where they're fighting in Heroes Park, and you see Superman's eye turn.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was like the bit where the Flash runs around and touches Wonder Woman's sword so she could get it and throw it at the Parademon and stuff, and all in slow motion. Mm-hmm. And when Bruce Wayne throws the Batarang at the Flash, and it all slows down. So all these just amazing, the history lesson with the Green Lanterns and stuff, and all these little bits just blew my mind, and I was like, oh my god, that was amazing. And because these bits were so good, I kind of forgot about the rest of it, like all the Russian family and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, I wasn't fussed about any of that, but the bits that were good were so good. You know what I mean? They were so good. I ended up going to see it 3 times just to see those bits.
Right.
And it wasn't until like the 3rd time, and what happened was, as I was watching it the 3rd time, the really bad bits were starting to jump out at me.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what is wrong with this?
Right.
And that's when I went on to the internet, and I'm like, why is this so bad? You know? And then I seen all the like Fiona and #releasethesnydercut, and I was like, what are they talking about?
Right.
And I had to go on, and I was just like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
You know? But I genuinely, I loved basically Zach's bits that were still in the movie. You could see they were Zach's parts that he'd done, because the way stuff slowed down and sped up.
Right.
Oh, right. Those bits were phenomenal. But it's like, you see, like Bruce Wayne throws the Batarang, and then all of a sudden they're talking about brunch, and you're like, what?
Right.
What are you talking about? You know? Right. And then there's like the bit Flash touches the sword for Wonder Woman.
Right.
And then he falls on Wonder Woman's boobs, and you're like, oh, well, what?
Right.
You know? And like the first time I let all that slip, but the second time I was aware of it, and the 3rd time they were jumping out at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what? And this is the thing, right? It was like Batman v Superman. When I first saw that, I was at cinema and I thought it was good. But as I said, I'm not very smart. I couldn't figure it all out. I couldn't figure out exactly what had happened, you know, because I was trying to connect the dots. And I just wanted to get it. And I was like, that was really good. But I need to see that again to catch what I didn't get. And I saw it about 2 or 3 times. And again, after about the third time of seeing it, I was like, this is a masterpiece.
Right.
This is like nothing I've ever seen before because of all the layers that were in it and everything. And then I noticed that, see, when you see, please tell me you've seen this, Billy. See, on YouTube, somebody, I can't remember whose name it is, but I'll send it to you or whatever, and you can put it up in your comments so other people can see this. But it's a split screen comparison of Man of Steel when they're fighting in Metropolis, and from Batman v Superman when mankind is introduced to Superman.
Right.
And have you seen this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's mind blowing because when you watch the two movies at the same time, the timing of like the bit where you see Zod is fighting to control his powers, and the heat vision comes out his eyes, and it goes right through the building and cuts it.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
In Man of Steel, see that happen, but on the bottom screen, you see it happening in Batman v Superman as
his
Bruce Wayne's
perspective.
driving through.
Yep. I've seen that.
And the thing is, I've seen movies where a guy's drinking a cup of water and it's full, and he puts it down, it's empty, and then next scene it's full again. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, Zack Snyder got that meticulous to the millisecond.
Right.
You know,
He
in
did.
both movies.
He did.
And I was like, this is the best movie making I've ever seen.
Right.
By far.
Right.
You know, and I can't remember my original point. But Zach's a god, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
you know?
He is. He's far beyond a lot of people, you know. And I kind of got in it that way too. Watching Justice League the first time at that time I really didn't know the behind the scenes going on. I just knew about the mustache stuff, but I didn't know everything going on. So when I saw it, I liked the scene where, you know, they're fighting in Heroes Park. Even though I know they took out a lot of that because, you know, Cyborg was supposed to save somebody from a tank on fire, and that never happened. And then
that's right.
I liked the part when the Amazonians were fighting Steppenwolf. I liked that part too. So I didn't really, I didn't know really what happened, you know. So then once I started hearing about it, and once I got into it, and then once people brought my attention to it, and now my attention is focused onto it, it all makes sense. It was like, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. But now as I go through and I see all of the stuff that they've taken out, and I hear about all of the actors and characters they took out, it really pissed me off. You know, it's like, damn, dog. You know, that's the reason I'm doing this podcast, because I want to see that movie, you know?
Exactly. And it is, as you say, all the actors that put in hard work, and obviously Zach and Deborah Snyder, and all their team, the amount of work they put into these movies. As I said, look, when you look at how meticulous these movies are made, and it's like, you imagine, I can't even compare what it's like, but say you make a painting, right? And you do it like, I'm talking like, you know, when they do it in Italy and they paint the roofs and all that, you know, like these beautiful portraits and that, like masterpieces, but they're giant, you know. Imagine you did a giant one on the floor, right? And it took you 8 years to do, and you put all this work and effort into it, and then somebody comes up and just pours a giant turd right on the top of it.
Right.
You know? That's basically what happens, you know?
Right. You're exactly right.
And I was like, it's a crying shame for everybody involved.
Right.
And that's... see, for me, it's not only just, this is the thing, I would love to see that movie. I would love to see that movie like you wouldn't believe. You know, I still go back every couple of weeks and I watch the original trailer for Justice League, and I'm like, oh, I need to see that, you know?
Right.
But what happened to Zack and Deborah Snyder with their daughter and the way Warner Brothers treated them, that's what kills me. That's the main reason I'm fighting more than anything, because I'm like, look at the way that family was treated at their worst hour.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm like, if a company can do that to, I lost respect for everybody that was around at that time.
Right.
Like Jeff Johns, Joss Whedon, Emmerich, Sujara, all of them.
Oh yeah.
They're basically all dead to me. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
I would not. I just I can't comprehend treating somebody that way.
Right.
You know, after all that's happened, and like to change it all up and everything. I'm like, what? Why make it 10 times worse?
Right.
Why do that?
Right.
You know.
Right.
It actually kills me inside.
That's the $1 million question, man. Why make it worse? Why do the mustache stuff? Why do all of this stuff? Why make it worse? You know.
It's like Warner Brothers. Tell me the last good decision they made.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've not made one yet. They're still. Sorry, I'll tell you the last good decision they made was bringing Zack Snyder on.
Right.
That was the last good one, and then when everything from then on, they messed up.
Yeah, I agree, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. You know.
No, the thing is, they think they see the Marvel movies and they're like, oh, that's what we need. It's like comedy sells.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I can't stand the Marvel movies now, if I'm being honest.
Right.
And this is the thing, right? I used to love the Marvel movies just as much as I loved DC. I really did. But this is the thing, right? You remember when Iron Man came out, right?
Yeah.
And the first Iron Man, he was flying around to AC/DC.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like,
right.
This is the coolest hero of all time. He's awesome, you know?
Right.
He's brilliant. And then, like, there was the Incredible Hulk, and he was smashing stuff up, and he had a great story, and Edward Norton was brilliant in that role, you know?
Correct.
And he was fighting the Abomination. That was top class.
Right.
And then you look at it now, and you're like, they've got the same generic music for every Avenger. There's no AC/DC anymore. There's nothing cool about it.
Right.
It's just the same generic stuff. It's all like the Hulk, right? The Hulk used to be exciting, entertaining, and useful.
Right.
Right? What is he now?
Right.
Take selfies with people. I'm like, I could be taking selfies with people. What's good about that?
Right.
I don't understand why people are still accepting this, because Marvel, remember we were speaking about this, like, it's like they've just become like a McDonald's, you know, it's just fast food, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's the worst thing you can consume, and that's what they've become, and they're just like, add in jokes, it'll be great, you know, and I'm like, there's no consequences, and people slate Man of Steel. They'll say, oh, Superman let people die in Metropolis, and I'm like, well, guess what? There's consequences there. Right. Things might actually happen. Right. So, you know, it makes it more realistic, and I love the realistic aspect of it. And I don't know if it's an age thing, and it's just like the kids are loving Marvel and they don't quite understand Zach's vision for the movies. Because, as I said, it took me a few times to get into it. Right. But once I'd watched it and understood it, I was like, wow, it's like you appreciate it. And I can't watch other movies the same, because I look at them and I go, oh, you give me the same old rubbish. And like, say Captain Marvel, like, I've not watched that, but I saw a trailer, not a trailer, it was a wee clip, and it was her with a guy, and the guy came over and I can't remember, she's looking at a map or something, the guy pulls it down, he's like, hey, whatever, and like, being a bit of a sleaze, you know? Right. And she's like, give me your boots, your motorcycle, and your jacket or something like that, I can't remember. Like the Terminator thing, you know? Right. And the guy's like that, or what? And she grabs his hand and pure crushes it, breaks his hand to get all this stuff. Right. And you see her driving away in the motorbike. And I'm like, okay, so what is heroic about that? Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, and people slate Superman for not being heroic enough, and I'm like, did you not watch the movies? Right. Did you not see what's happening? It's like, oh, he should have saved every single person in Metropolis. Right. No. And not kill Zod. And Batman shouldn't use a gun. And I'm like, all right, what's he going to do? Throw a batarang at Doomsday? You know what I mean? I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, I don't understand it. I'm just like, what are these people watching? And I'm like, I think they're just listening to critic reviews and then go, yep, that's the way it is. And this person says it, so I'm going to follow. Yep. And I'm like, just don't look at the reviews. There's plenty of movies that get bad reviews that I thought were great. Right. You know? Right. And I don't understand this mentality of just watching any old crap, you know what I mean? And just tell people how great it is. Right. You know? It's Disney, like, man. Every Marvel movie that comes out, it's like Spider-Man. I the new Spider. Sorry, I'm ranting here again, Pilly. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's all right, man. Keep going. Keep going.
Right, well, I was like the world's biggest Spider-Man fan when I was younger. You know what I mean? And I'm talking like even up to like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man stuff. I thought it was all fantastic, and I couldn't wait to see in Civil War. And I didn't think Spider-Man Civil War was that bad. I actually think Tom Holland that plays him is a great Spider-Man. Right. I think he looks the part. He fits everything, and you know he can do all that stuff in real life, all the parkour stuff. He's very acrobatic in it, and I'm like, man, use that in the movies because he's legit, you know. But then you look at Homecoming, and I'm like, what is this? They've made him. They've basically put him in an Iron Man suit. Right. That looks like Spider-Man.
Correct. That's what it is.
And when I watched that, I'm like, Spider-Man is like in my top 3 greatest superheroes of all time. Right? Along with Batman, Superman, maybe top 4, The Flash. I love The Flash. But like you've got Spider-Man, like as far as a comic character, like I don't even remember if he swung on his web. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's the one of the coolest superheroes. And he's using all Iron Man's stuff, you know, the stuff that, like, a big inflator suit, and I'm like, what are you going to kill mode? And I'm like, you know how cool Spider-Man is on his own without this? You know?
Exactly. And you see what it is like, it's Disney, man. You know, it's like before Disney bought Marvel, I think that was like the first Iron Man, and Iron Man was kind of cool, you know. There was even some, you know, thought about Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang Clan being in the movie because, you know, one of his CDs was named Iron Man, and he kind of kept that name alive. But then it was like Disney came along, and see what it is like, so Zack Snyder, the fandom, he gets the fandom of Warner Brothers because, you know, Warner Brothers puts out Matrix, they puts out, you know, Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. So the fandom, we're all kind of guys who've been through something in life, you know, and we made it through something in life, you know. So
you're spot on. Spot on. So every Spartan I talk to has a tale to tell.
Exactly. So we get it when Superman was down and out, and he was kind of like a hobo, and he was looking for a job, you know, taking shit at work. We get that. But
we've all been there.
We've all been there. But the 17-year-old little nerds and stuff like that, they don't understand stuff like that. They don't get it. They don't. That doesn't even trigger them at all. You know.
Yeah.
So it's two different crowds.
That's it. The thing is, like, they'll watch Thor Ragnarok and tell me how great it is.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, I watched it. I went to see I went actually the same day I went to see Justice League. I went to see Thor Ragnarok. And at the start, there's a bit he's hanging on the chains and he spins around, makes a joke. And then he makes the same joke again. And I was already out at that point. I was like, nah, I'm done with this. And I'm like, what is the point? What is the point of this? I watched it, right, and I actually fell asleep in the cinema. I was so bored. And all these idiots laughing around about me. I don't mean that. They're not idiots, right? But all these people around about me are watching this and they're laughing, and I'm just like, this isn't funny. It's like you know how when you used to watch TV shows and like they would have the canned laughter in the background to tell you when it's funny. It's like it reminded me of that, you know. And I'm looking at like Thor and Endgame and stuff, and it's like you see him, he's like a fat slob, and I'm just like, when did that happen in the comics? You know? It's like, and they'll slate Zach for not being comic accurate, and I'm like, man, look at as I was saying earlier, the Zach the Comics page. You know what I mean? It's like I put up examples every day of where he's taking stuff out of the comics. You know, and but Marvel fans will always he doesn't know the source material. And that's why I started that page, because so many people are saying Zach doesn't know the source material, but at the same time, I was reading comics and every day I was like, oh, that's exactly what Man of Steel. That's exactly what Batman v Superman. Wow, look at that parallel, you know? And I was like, what comics are they reading? Because the ones that I'm reading are exactly like what's happening in the movies.
Right.
You know? But I look at the Marvel ones and I'm like, what? You know, and I'm like, I look at Professor Hulk and I'm like,
right.
I'm sure that was a comic, right? I don't read the Hulk comics, but I'm sure there's a Professor Hulk comic,
right.
But that must have been one shit comic, you know. That's not fair. That's not fair because I'll tell you something. I make comics myself, right? And the amount of work that goes into it, I take that comment back. But I mean, just the idea behind it, it's like in comparison to the Incredible Hulk that smashes stuff up and has a purpose, and he has this ongoing battle inside himself, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, so if he doesn't have that battle, what in Endgame they just made him useless.
Right, they did.
It was like, I mean, he couldn't even figure out time travel, for goodness sake. but it's like he was trying to. They had him like he couldn't do anything right.
Right.
And then, well, even in Infinity War, I'll tell you, right. Seeing Infinity War, you know what I thought happened. See the Hulk, you know, I'm so used to watching like Zach's movies, and they've got all this symbolism going on, right?
Right.
So I've started looking in other movies, and you don't see it as barely. You see it in real good, proper movies. You know what I mean? But I was watching Infinity War right after I've been obsessing about Batman v Superman, and I'm watching the Hulk, and he's like, "Oh, come out, come out, Hulk!" And I'm like, "He can't get hard on, can he?" That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, "That's just a guy with like erectile dysfunction."
Yeah, he got ED.
That's what that's symbolising to me. I'm like, why are you doing this to the Hulk? The Hulk is a great character.
Right.
Why are you killing him?
Right. Correct.
You know what I mean? I just don't get where they're coming from. And I made a point to somebody like on Twitter the other day. It was like, you know, there's a reason we haven't had another Hulk movie since Edward Norton. You know, because look what they've done to him. Would you pay to see Professor Hulk in a movie?
Definitely not.
You see what I mean? I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know. I think I'm getting old and bitter or something, and I'm too much of a geek maybe. I don't know, but I don't see where everybody's loving this Marvel angle from. I'm just like,
yeah, no.
I can speak to Marvel fans and I go, what do you like about it? I'm like, if I want to watch like a shitty comedy, I'll watch Pitch Perfect or something, you know?
Right.
I'm not. I want my superheroes to be one super and heroic.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I'm not getting that vibe of Marvel pretty much at all.
Correct.
Black Panther was a wee bit better in a way. You know what I mean? But again, there was a lot of stuff like I've heard you talking about it, and I've heard Josh Samuel talking about it.
Right.
And it totally changed my whole perspective, and I was like, wow, that just opened another whole side of it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And even with the Hulk, it's Disney, because like the Hulk represents extreme male masculinity, right? And he was always known as like the strongest character in Marvel. But now what did they do? Just like what matches America today, they changed that, and now Captain Marvel, a female. Mm-hmm. The country America right now, they want to stop or reduce male masculinity. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it's out. It's like target men, you know, it's like get rid of all this male masculinity. So now the only thing we have is these little dudes with like man buns and, you know, girl dresses and, you know, little shit like that, tight pants and shit like that. So they had to really, really take out the biggest male masculine person in Marvel, and was Hulk. And it's Disney doing stuff like that. It's all Disney. It seems like everything boils down to Disney, you know?
I don't understand the whole demasculinity thing, because that's the thing is, we've spoke about this, like, spoke about it on, well, I didn't actually get into it, but I read on the Twitter chat we had. Right. And we're talking about this. Right. It's an idea about, like, the LGBTQT, whatever. I can't remember. I'm not very good with that, but it's but that whole movement and stuff. I'm like, and it's like none of us have anything against it, right? I've got nothing against it. See, if a guy wants to be a woman wants to be a guy, good for them, you know. And if two guys want to do whatever they want, why is that affecting me? It's not, you know.
Right.
I'm up for everyone having everything. You know, they can be who you want to be, do what you want to do. I've got no problem with it, and I don't think most people have a problem with it. I might be just living in a good circle of people, but I don't think it's that. Maybe there is a problem with it, but to other people, you know. But personally, I don't see any problems with doing that kind of stuff. But why try and make it like take away people's masculinity? You know?
And force it. It's kind of doing it by force, like that conversation, you know. And it was, between us and the Nerd Queens. I love the Nerd Queens. They're cool, but the LGBT community is like it came on. So, you know, like America, they were kind of for years against that type of stuff, you know? So then overnight, it's like, hey, you got to like LGBT and you got to respect everything we say. Now, we do respect, but hey, calm down. You can't keep pushing your shit on us, you know? Like, chill for a minute. You can't make us do all of this shit and make us like all of this shit because we were not grown up like that. You gotta respect us too, you know. We wasn't raised like that shit, you know. And
I think it's as simple as this. Everyone respect each other. Everyone's equal. You know what I mean? There's nobody, and that's one of my pet hates is people that think they're better than other people and stuff, you know. But everybody's equal in this world. You know. So respect what whoever wants to do anything, just respect it, and there shouldn't be any problems, you know.
Correct.
That's all.
You're exactly right.
Going back to the Nerd Queens, they did a great job at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
They were amazing. So big shout out to them, and also Jeff Purdy and Kerry Vanderberg.
Oh yeah.
Who else was there? It was Lord Koji.
Oh yeah.
See that hook kick he did.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit.
Oh wow! I told you I've been doing martial arts all my life. That was sweet.
Yeah,
that was nice, man. That was nice.
He's skills,
a cool guy, man.
He is.
Very cool.
He got some skills. He's definitely, but he's short like you, so maybe I can put you two up against each other, huh?
That's one battle I don't want. I just told you how good his kick was. I was like, I don't have that anymore. You know?
Yeah, Koj,
that would end up bad for me. Trust me.
Koj's the truth, man. He's a real cool dude. He checks on me every day, you know, just to make sure that everything is going cool, and
he's a very generous guy as well, man. He's really cool.
Yeah, he
very
is.
Nice guy.
He
and
is.
Jeff Purdy as well. See the amount of money he put into Project Comic-Con, that was amazing.
Oh, he donated $1,000. Yeah.
He's lovely. But all those guys, and again, Will Rollins, all the stuff that they did, and all the guys that were on the ground, again, if I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but you just did an amazing job. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Ben W. also. He was out there.
Oh, yeah, Ben. Yeah, definitely him too. Yeah, because anyone that was there doing it, man, I take my hat off to you all, because I would have loved to have been there with you, but unfortunately I live so far away. It was like the Snyder Con. I would have given my right arm to be there, but there's just no way. I've got 3 kids, and you know what it's like. It's like if I turn around and go, yeah, I'm going to Los Angeles, it's only cost me a couple of $1,000 or whatever it is.
Right.
You know, and my kids are like, we've not been holiday in 5 years, and I'm like, you know, I can't justify that, but I mean, I would have loved to be there. That was an incredible event, man. I just seen all the photos of everyone there, and I was just like, oh man, I'm so happy for you all.
Yeah,
it was awesome, man. It was so cool to see everybody meeting up and all that, and I was like, that was brilliant.
You're right, but we're all there in spirit, man. You know.
Oh, definitely.
The Spartans are all together.
I was up watching all the videos, know, the live streams, and I think it was about I can't remember, maybe 4 or 5 in the morning here, and I was setting my alarm, waking up and sitting downstairs waiting for it to go on. I was like, oh, and I remember one night I was so tired, man, and it was the Watchmen night.
Right.
I was so tired, and here's Jackie Earl Haley, and I just sat up and I was like, you know, just my eyes were wide open. I was totally awake. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be great, and it was. That was the best night. It was fantastic, man.
Yeah, it was. We got to shout out to Zach for that, man.
100%, man.
What he's
I'll
doing,
shout him out every day of the week.
Exactly. What he's doing
every
for his
year
fandom.
there ever is.
Exactly. What he's doing for his fandom it's amazing, man. I've never seen nothing like it, you know.
No, definitely not. Do you know, I don't know if you've seen, I put up a wee post on Vero a couple of days ago, and it was a Snyder shirt reference. And I'd found a picture, and I thought, that looks just like the bit from the All the Gods t-shirt.
Right.
And I put it up, and I said, is it too late to do one of these? And I asked Mick D and Anthony Fabricio. And I was like, they were like, no, not too late, it's cool. And I was like, oh, yes, that's cool. And I was just like, I just thought it was cool that I'd found this thing, but that kind of, people stopped doing it a while ago. And like this morning, I just went on my phone and I looked on Vero, and Zach had liked it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, and it said, Zack Snyder has mentioned you in a comment. And I was like, you know, and I looked at it and he just said, never too late.
Right.
And it made my day. You know
right.
what I mean? I was just like, yes.
Right.
You know, it's like, just because you respect that guy so much.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, in the minute he just a wee thumbs up on your picture, and you're just like, your whole year's made. You know what I mean? I remember when I went on honeymoon, me and my wife get married. We're going to Cyprus, and we were traveling for a day and stuff. And I got to Cyprus, and I didn't have a good internet connection and stuff. And eventually I got Wi-Fi, and I went on to Vero, and I was looking, and I was looking through my notifications, and it was like, Zack Snyder followed you, and I lost it, man. I lost it. My wife's like, what's going on? And I was like, Zack Snyder, follow me. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I was so excited. And everyone's come back. I came back from my honeymoon, and I was like, how was it? And I was like, you'll never believe what happened.
Yeah.
I'm telling them about Zack Snyder following me in Vero, and they're like, how's your holiday with your new wife? And I was like, it was great.
I know the feeling, man. I feel the same way every time I see his name pop up in my notifications. It's like, oh shit, you know, like Zack Snyder, you know.
It's like, it's just because, as I said, you respect that guy so much, everything he's been through, and you think I'm calm. You know what I mean? You're talking about me being cool and calm. So I don't think I've been very calm. I've been very excited tonight because I'm getting to talk to you, Billy, if I'm being honest. But I'm a bit more hyper than usual.
It's all right.
But you look at Zack Snyder, and you go, man, he is. I'm like, what would Superman do? What would Zack Snyder do? He just sit back, chill, put his feet up, not care because he's smarter than everybody.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly.
Like, he's the way he handled the whole situation. I'm just like, man. I think I'm pretty laid back, but I think I've just snapped at a lot of people by now.
I agree, man. And that's what I like about him, man. Shouts out to Zack Snyder, because a lot of times I when I'm making my podcast, you know, I know he watches, you know, he likes them every now and then, so I know he follows them up. But sometimes I'm thinking in my head, man, should I not say this? Is that going to get pissed? And then when I put it out and he likes it, I'm like, oh, shit, all right, well, I guess he liked it, you know.
But how could they not like you, Billy? But you know, I mean, you're a sound guy.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. But you deserve a lot of praise for your podcast, man. Because as I said, I've listened to them all, and I don't remember a bad one, to be honest. This is probably the worst one, to be honest.
No, but, man.
Every time like you get a guest on, and I'm like, who's this? You know, It was like you had on like John Salandria.
Right.
He was great, and then there was who's the next? It was Andy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, like I knew John like a little bit from like Vero and Twitter, but I didn't really know. I didn't know Andy at all.
Right.
But man, I see these guys and I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. I didn't know Paradigm number 44.
Right.
But they come on and I'm just like, man, these guys are all smart and cool, you know?
Right.
I'm like, love all these guys. They're fantastic, man.
Right. Oh, yeah. Koj hooked me up with John Salandria, and he's amazing, man. His voices and his acting is crazy. And I really like John. And then Andy came on my YouTube comment section one day, like maybe last year or whatever. And he was like, hey, I got a video I want you to watch. And he made that video with Batman, and it was kind of like a biblical verse going on in the background. That was Andy that did that. So after that, me and Andy has been cool. And 44. I met 44 on Twitter because he just was talking a lot of shit, and I was like, "Hey, who is this guy?" So then we've become cool. So everybody that I meet, I want to talk to them, just a little bit, and sometimes it turns into a podcast. And then after that, I look at the crowd response, and everybody loves it. But those guys become my friends now,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Because you bring a lot. I think you bring a lot of people into the movement. There's no doubt. Again, thank you for that, because we need everybody. We need everybody.
Man, thank you. Thank you for bringing me in the Spartans. Thank you for starting the Spartans,
As I told you, it's a bit of an accident, but you're welcome.
All right, so we're getting to about an hour and 15 minutes now. I want you to give everybody a shout out, whoever you want to shout out. I know you gave a lot already, but say something to Zach.
But, as I said, all the Spartans, all the Team Prozac guys, they're all fantastic. I love them all. I'm trying to think who I didn't mention today. Adrian Cantrell.
Right.
He's a great guy.
Oh yeah.
Chia Hua.
Yep.
Well, she's quiet. She's a quiet Spartan, she's Chinese. I think she's Chinese.
Yeah.
And but she got a wee shout out in Chris Wong's video, which was pretty cool as well. But she's been behind every kind of promotion that we've done and everything. She's always been behind them. We always love that, you know what I mean? David D. Michael as well. But he wrote a book, you know what I mean? He wrote a kid's book, and I was like, wow, that people don't realise how hard these things are to do, but he's got it published. It's in Barnes and Noble and all that. So
okay.
Go check that out, man. Yeah. It's like a kid's book. I think I wish I knew the name of it. It's something like Over the Bridge or Across the Bridge or something. It's about little dogs,
right?
And it's about how to deal with like the loss of your dog.
Okay.
So that's, man, that takes a lot of hard work and talent. So give him a shout out, man. David Garelli as well.
Right. Oh yeah.
Our Italian Spartan.
Oh yeah.
He's cool. He's again Spartan through and through. He's got the BVS symbol tattooed on his shoulder as well, man.
Right.
I'm trying to think who else. This is the thing. I don't want to miss anyone out because they're all so cool. Morris, I don't know where he is. Do you remember Morris Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where he is, man. I've not heard him in a while. So if you're out there, come back. We want you in, man.
Right.
And Nashila.
Oh yeah.
Nashila Nascimento, Nash. She's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
She's done a lot of work behind the scenes for like remember we did the phone calls. Right. We did phone calls to Warner Brothers. She did a lot of work behind the scenes in that as well.
Oh yeah, she's cool.
But basically, everyone that's supported the Snyder Cut, there's a big shout out to all of you, especially Fiona. Fiona did so much at the beginning. Like that girl's unbelievable what she did.
Yeah.
And we'll always be indebted to Fiona.
Yeah.
And obviously Zach and Deborah Snyder, because without them, man, we'd be stuck with shitty Marvel movies and nothing else, So,
definitely.
But as people, they're just legendary. I would have loved to have met them at SnyderCon, but it's just that just couldn't happen. But man, I'll support them till the day I die. Yeah. They are legends. I love them so much. So I've never even met them, but I love them because I know what they've done and the amount of effort they've put into, like, not only Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, but like I love Watchmen and 300 pretty much just as much,
Exactly.
Actually, see, when I watch Watchmen, it's so realistic that I get a queasy feeling at some parts, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like when Rorschach throws the hot fat over that guy in the prison, I'm just like, ooh.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that's a little too real,
Yeah, it is. You're right.
But man, that's what I love about it, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not Disney, like I'm ranting again, I'm sorry Philly, but like you watch like X-Men, right? And I know that's Fox, right? But it's like Wolverine's got big claws and he's hitting people with the palm of his hand. You know what I mean? But then we got like Logan and he's picking people up with the claws and throwing them across the room. And I'm like, that's what I want, I want that kind of stuff. But like everything, all praise to Zach and Deborah, because they're what we're all here for, and they brought us together.
Yeah.
They brought us all together, and as I said, I've got like a whole online family now, and I never had that before. Like I used to go on the internet and not really care what happens. And now it's like we've got a total purpose.
Right. Definitely.
And we need to all come together and get this Snyder Cut released. Not only for us. The thing is, we'll reap the benefits.
Right.
You know, we'll really reap the benefits. But for Zach and Deborah, we need to get that released. And all the other guys that worked on it, all the actors and everyone like Ray Porter and Nick McKinless and all those other guys that put in so much work.
Right.
I'm like, we need to get this out. We need to do everything we can. Everyone's got to write the letters in the next campaign. And if you've got, like, see as you do, like, you know, you've got a platform there. Like, anyone that's got a platform, use it. You know, tell people about the letters and stuff. Like, you've pulled people up for that before, you know.
Right.
And you're 100% right, because if I had like 20,000 followers on anything, the first thing I would be doing is saying, look, guys, you need to help us here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And if you are a fan of what you say you're a fan of, you would do that.
Exactly.
You know? So I'm on your side with that one, Billy. I've got your back, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
But listen, and the last shout out I've got to give to you, man, because your show is let's use it, is dope, is brilliant, man. I love it, man. It's great. And again, every time somebody comes on, I'm like, there's somebody else cool to follow, and they're all becoming a big family.
Right.
I remember another great one was El Carlos Diaz.
Oh yeah.
He came on your show. That was a great show as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I'm shout out to him too.
Shouts out to Carlos, definitely.
But listen, man, I'm sorry I've ranted so much, man. I apologise. I really do, man. It's too much. But if we do it again, I'll let you do more talking, right?
No, man. You're doing good. Because the less talking I do, the more I can drink in the background. So it's all good.
Amazing, man. Well, you must be pretty drunk tonight, man.
Yeah.
But listen, man, honestly, it's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been nice to get all this stuff off my chest.
Yeah, man.
This is the stuff I can't get out to regular people, you know. So
right.
I know you understand me, so thank you, man.
No problem, man. Well, I thank you for coming on. I definitely do. And I thank you for the wonderful conversation, you know.
Oh, cheers, man. Thank you.
Cheers.
You're some man, pal. You're brilliant. Keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. So I'm going to go... I'm going to edit this up, and I got another interview with 44 tonight, but I'm going to have this one. I'm going to try to have this one out before 11. Well, maybe you'll probably see it in the morning, because I know it's late over there, right?
Yeah, it's like, what time is it here? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning here now. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I'll go to my bed and I'll probably see it in the morning, and I'll hear how bad my voice sounds on the podcast.
Cool.
I'll be like, oh.
You're cool.
I always think I sound like Gerard Butler, you know, in 300. You know what I mean? Like Leonidas, that's the way my voice sounds to me, and then I hear it in a recording. It's just like, no, it's terrible, man.
You sound just like Butler and Leonidas.
Oh man, but listen, if anyone is listening to this, make sure you listen to the next one with the Parademon number 44, because that's going to be medieval, I think. I think that's going to be savage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to enjoy that one more than I'll enjoy this one. So thank you, guys.
No problem. We got some shit to talk about tonight, me and 44.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
All right, man.
So thank you, man.
I'll let you go, man. But thank you again for this opportunity, Philly. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, no problem, bro. You're my big brother, dog. Trust me. So I gotta show love to all of you guys, man.
Oh, you're some man. Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming on. And like I said, I'll tag you in the post, and you'll probably see it in the morning.
Perfect. That's excellent. Cheers, Philly. Thank you, man.
Cheers, bro. Talk to you later.
Right, speak soon. Take care.
Peace.
Bye.
Yes, sir.